Hi, happy Monday. How are you doing? Oh, you're muted, but
Hey, sorry.
no
I'm good.
worries.
How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Awesome. I
Oh,
was able to make a little bit of progress on the draft this morning, so that was good.
nice. I did start a little bit to write on it, but then
Yeah, I saw that you did one of the sections, so I skipped over that one, and then yeah,
yeah, sorry, slipped my mind after that.
yeah. I think it's good though. I think we're almost just over halfway, so making good progress.
Oh, if you want to review together or maybe
Yeah,
write
I
a
mean,
section or something.
let's try and do both. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go through what we have, and then maybe try and write a section live, make some more progress, and then
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be
could
great.
be.
That'll be good because I have this time blocked off, so this would be a good time to to get some writing.
Yeah, yeah. So
Here, I can share my screen. Sorry. I only have one screen today, so it takes me a second. Um,
fine. You're fine.
okay, there we are. That should be the right screen, hopefully.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So the introduction was there from last time, but we can go through
Yeah,
that. It's pretty short.
nice. Yeah, that's nice. Right. Yes. Tu manges à la maison? Tu manges à la maison? Ok, sorry about that.
No worries.
On va voir, oui. Vas-y, je suis en réunion là. Teenagers.
Yeah.
Their stuff is usually a lot more important than what you are.
Yeah. It's always urgent, right?
Very. Yeah, I didn't know what to like. Is it good practice like to have things in both the README and the MD, or
Yeah, I would
that?
say just do both. Just make it really easy for people to find it, right? I think the
Yeah,
security MD is like the standard, but if people don't know
yeah,
that, the readme is helpful, right?
exactly. Mm.
Yeah, because it should be pretty short, like just include it everywhere, right?
Right. Mm. And I've got a how and then I stopped.
Yeah, we can just
I
take that
don't
out
think.
if you remember what you were gonna
Yeah,
say.
I don't know. Yeah, how long before the issue can be looked at? Uh, maybe
Yeah, maybe like
maybe
a
like how long to expect a fix? How long before
yeah,
expecting a
like how
fix or
long to expect
something?
before it'll be public. Well, there's a word for that, right? Like the like disclosure timeline, maybe.
Uh, that is from.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to rewrite any of this here in this section? What do you think already?
Yeah. I think content's good. I mean, we're gonna do the recipe thing later, so I'm not worried
Yeah,
about that
true.
yet.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I think the content seems good though.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Then after you get a report, once you discover or have one reported, respond to the vulnerability without talking publicly involves an embargo or key individuals from the project, surely maintainers made aware of the vulnerability and work with the reporter to address it. Nice. Could be like when they're reaching out to tax security and compliance, we're saying they cannot talk about it
Yeah.
in the channels, of course. But is there a recommended way to reach out that we can
Yeah,
talk about here?
yeah, I had this question in my head too, because um like ideally they would just DM a couple people, right? They could DM like the leads of the
Ah,
tag or whatever, but that list of people changes, right? So I don't want to like list people
yes.
and then so maybe what they can do is
Ah,
they can like ask something really generic. And we get people doing this sometimes. They can just say like, we need help with a vulnerability, and then people can like reach out to them in a DM.
yeah,
But
yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Mm.
that actually sounds like a good way to do this. Okay. So like in the first post, when reaching out, ask um like generally for guidance.
Yeah,
Something
nice,
like that.
nice. Um, is it at this point that um the like I've never done this before, but is it at this point that the vulnerability gets kind of uh, created in a database of some sort?
So not yet. So what happens is
Not
that
yet.
when they report it, especially if they use GitHub reporting, which is what I've used in the past. So like they
Yeah.
open a the person who opens the issue in GitHub will make this thing, it fills out this form. Um, and then at this point it's basically a private issue,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
And like you can
Yeah.
add new maintainers, you can pull it again, if there's someone, a contributor who's not a maintainer, you can add them to the private issue, whoever you decide. Usually keep it small. And then you go through this process. And then basically during the publishing stage, what you'll do after
Um,
you've kind of fixed it, you figured everything out, you'll get a CVE number through, in that
oh,
case, through
that's where
GitHub.
you get it. Okay.
And that's
Mm, mm,
and then
mm, mm.
you have a number, and then that's still private until you publish, but then it's like an official CVE.
Yeah.
And you can you can do that process while you're doing this, like while you're fixing it, you can like do. It's basically just
Because
paperwork,
like my
right? To
question was, uh, when you're like when you get a CPE, usually there's a certain number of fields that you need to kind of fill. I don't know what these
yeah,
are called, like an OSV, blah blah
yeah. There's like
blah,
a format, right? There's a
specific
template.
format.
Yeah,
And my question was more of like, when do you need to kind of start thinking about what
yeah.
to put in these things?
So the GitHub format, which what's one of the nice things is that it kind of matches that format, right? They have similar
Ah,
fields, which
okay.
makes the
Yeah, yeah,
process
yeah.
pretty easy. Um, so I don't know if it matters when. I do think it helps determining if it's a vulnerability, like especially the stuff about severity. If it's like,
Yes.
I mean, because like the similar questions, right? If it's like a severity one, it's probably not actually a, it's probably a bug,
Yeah. Mm, mm, mm,
right?
mm, mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's a similar set of questions. That might be worth mentioning here. Um, but usually, I mean, usually it's obvious when someone says something that's not a vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I
Mm.
mean, if you're a maintainer, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
think sometimes people like part of the reaching out is that I feel like sometimes people need um like assurance that they know what they're talking
Yeah.
about, right? But usually they know.
Usually they know. True.
Yeah.
True. And my other question, because I'm a newbie that doesn't know about how these get scored, is it the maintainer who gives the score?
It's it's usually a negotiation. So what happens is the person who reports
Interesting.
it, um, they'll fill out the form and like because it's a number, it looks like it's very precise, right? It looks like there's a but like there's some discretion, like how hard is something to exploit? I think oftentimes maintainers will argue that something is harder to exploit, and the reporter will argue that it's easier to exploit. Um, and yeah, I mean, anyone, I've never had to mediate this, right? It's usually just like we talk about it for a minute
Okay.
and then we decide something. But yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a more objective type of
Yeah, I've been
thing,
surprised
like
by that
this
too.
is the criteria, like a score, like scorecard does, like
Exactly. And there are criteria, right? It's just that they're kind of fuzzy. Like it's you could argue them,
interesting.
you know?
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe it's interesting to mention or not
I think it
so
is.
much.
We can either talk about it here or we can talk about it in like the publishing where we talk about getting a
Oh, okay.
CVE.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right, 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 right. Okay.
Because yeah. Because I mean the incentives are just different, right? The reporter wants a really high CVE number because it looks really impressive. The maintainers always think that it's not as bad because yeah,
Yeah, because like who knows about this thing? Nobody knows.
exactly. They're like nobody would do that, right? So
Niche.
and I think most people come with good intentions and it works out, but that's the tension. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. I'll just put it in the outline for now, like in um I don't know how to get a CV number, and we can just like talk about that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went through this, right? And then oh yeah, do you have a vulnerability? Okay, and then you fix it. Um,
Nice. It's
yeah,
good. Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, making progress.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's next?
yes, so we did publishing, so that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's what we were just talking about. Um,
Exactly.
So let's try to write this together.
Okay, perfect.
Mm, okay, this is my usual process, so I can see both at once. So, I use too many explanations. Oh, I guess we have something about embargoes here, but I kind of put that up there.
So do you merge the patch on your main branch, but without mentioning any of the, like nothing, like this, not the CVE number, not nothing. It's just a random commit that goes
Yeah.
into the main branch.
Yeah,
And
and then if you
then,
have a private, actually, this is probably good to talk about here. Ridge fast be coordinated. I don't know. Um, you can time the merge with making the vulnerability public, right? So you
ah,
can you can have everything
okay.
ready, and then you click two buttons, right? And then hopefully everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
everything lands at the same time everywhere.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Got it.
uh, yeah, with open source projects, it's hard to patch before you disclose because once you patch it, people can read the patch and then
All
like
right. Yeah,
so you can try.
and yeah,
Yeah, and
kind
if
of
they
do
think about it,
the revert.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And especially if it's like the Linux kernel, people like to do this with the Linux kernel where they look for like PRs without comments and then
Okay.
try to guess. If you're not the Linux kernel, people probably don't care, but still. Um, I mean, like, who's spending the time, right?
Yeah,
Um, I guess with AI, maybe it's easier to do, but anyway.
it has been quite an increase in the number of CVEs that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that from a lot of people. Because yeah, it's easier to report them now, I guess. So, and even if they're not really real, it's easier
Mm.
to. Okay. Um, the G is to I feel like I'm just typing. Feel free to interrupt me.
Yeah.
Um, um, this is great. I think that's basically the point here, right? That
Yeah.
this is what like companies would do, but this isn't really that good for open source projects. 'Cause, um, So yeah, build release. I'll just like we can do this in bullet points. Um, okay.
Um, Remember there was a list of, I don't know where I got this, a list of the um, entities that can deliver CVE numbers. Um,
Oh yeah. Um, GitHub is one of them. So that's nice. GitHub
yeah.
has a it's like they call them a numbering authority. Um, and so if you
Um,
don't go through GitHub, you have to then pick one of them to talk to yourself, or the reporter does. Um, which is just
CNAs
yes.
or un truc comme ça, non? Oh, I switched to French. Uh, okay.
Yeah, CNA.
Um,
That's what they're called, right?
there was a,
I can't type today.
I don't remember where I saw this list. But is it important though? Ah, it was in cve.org, I think. And then is let me maybe put it here. And we can talk about if this is important at all to mention.
Yeah,
Not here.
can
RT. Mm, wait. I was actually, when I discovered this, I was actually surprised by the number of authorities there is.
yeah. Yeah, and actually it can be somewhat chaotic because yeah, because so technically so anybody can actually just report directly to the CNAs without talking to you, which which can just be chaotic, right? Because you don't know what's
Yeah,
happening in your
yeah.
project. And then it's yeah, because there's so many of them, right? So they don't know who's who. Um, yeah, we should find this list of questions. I don't know that we need to list them here, but there's like a yeah, here it is. There's like a calculator.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, so this is what it is. I don't think we should put this in the doc, but it's kind of interesting.
No, yeah.
Um, Yeah, we can maybe link to this. I don't know. I find it really interesting the way they
Yeah.
the math, but
But like that math is on the CNA
so this is
to
on the
ask
NIST
about.
website. Yeah, I think so. I think the CNA is
Mhm.
supposed to, and like I know the GitHub one, right? They have like a form that you fill out that basically asks these questions.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, okay. Um, so
Is it the CVE number or is it the score that gets
oh
assigned
yeah, the
based
CV
on
score.
this?
Yeah, this yeah, you're right. Like severity score.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the number, which is like the identifier, and this is the yes, right, the other number. Okay.
Oh, this looks nice.
Like, um, um, something like that.
Nice.
Um,
I believe we're almost there. I mean, there's the last part is talking more about like vulnerabilities that you may inherit because they're coming from your dependencies,
yeah, which does seem almost a
which
little bit different, but
yeah, it is definitely not the same type of thing, but I believe this, like both of these paragraphs are talking about the same thing, right? About the vulnerabilities that aren't directly yours.
yeah,
Kind of.
kind of, yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, this one's
so
like, yeah, dependency vulnerabilities, and this one's like, I don't know, these are just like security best practices, right? Like, test your stuff,
yeah,
you know.
so maybe this is something we need to just state in the out of scope section and say this is not about
Yeah, especially this.
vulner. Yeah, maybe saying like this is not about the vulnerabilities that are coming from your dependencies, and either
Um,
leave it at that or say uh,
like,
following recipe might be talking about that
yeah.
someday, you know.
Um, yeah, because really this is at this point you're a user, you're not a maintainer. I mean, you're both, right? But yeah.
Yeah, you're a maintainer because you're supposed to keep it like up
Yeah.
to date and clean, but it's not about handling vulnerabilities of your code.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we should put it in a separate place, yeah, because otherwise I think it just gets confusing.
It's, it's two completely different
Yeah.
things.
So I'll just put or something like that. And then
Yeah.
yeah. So that if anyone comes back and looks, they know what happened there. Um, okay. Yeah, this is a full draft then. I guess we need some sort of conclusion.
Yeah.
And then we need to like
Um,
recipeify it, right? But
yeah. I mean, Germany can take a stab at that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gemini did a great job with that piece of it last time. So we can um I liked that approach, right? Where you get Gemini to write a version and then we like pull the cool parts back into our draft so
Yeah.
that we make sure it's technically
Yeah.
accurate still. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Cool. So do you want to do that again? Do you want to take your Gemini
Sure.
pass?
Yeah, I'll try to do something similar. If
Yeah.
I can maybe remember the prompt or get the from the cache the prompt I used, I can use
Yeah,
something
because whatever it was
similar.
worked well. So
And then next time we'll go through what it
yeah,
tried
what it
and we
did.
can like kind of do what you said
Yeah.
and then grab things
Yeah, kind
into
of pull
the
in.
final draft.
Yeah.
Hmm, cool.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
Cool. I think we're good for today then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you had anything else you want to talk about, but
No, that's fine.
okay.
I hope to see you next week.
Yes. See you next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you. Thank
Bye.
you.